Hello, English learners, and welcome back to Learn Fluent English Pod. My name is Catherine, and this is your go-to place for learning natural English in a fun, engaging, and effective way. If you're serious about improving your English, you're in the right place. Now, let's talk about how you should listen to this podcast. Learning a language isn't just about knowing words. It's about hearing them in context, repeating them, and making them a natural part of your speech. That's why I'll be repeating important words and phrases multiple times, and you should say them with me. This technique is called shadowing. You listen, you repeat, and your brain absorbs the rhythm and flow of natural English. So don't just listen, speak out loud with me. Even if you feel silly at first, trust me, this is the fastest way to build fluency. If you miss a part or feel like you didn't get it, rewind and listen again. The more you do this, the more natural English will feel to you. Now, today, we're talking about something that affects everyone: home chores. Whether you love cleaning or avoid it at all costs, you'll find yourself talking about it at some point. So, I'll take you through my daily home chores, and along the way, I'll explain useful expressions and phrases that you can use in real-life conversations. All right, let's dive in. You wake up on a Saturday morning, and the first thing you see is the mess around you. Unwashed dishes in the sink, laundry piling up, and dust settling on the furniture. It's one of those days when the house just screams for a deep clean. Sound familiar? I always feel like no matter how much I clean, there's always something more to do. So today, I thought I'd take you along as I go through my usual house chores and, along the way, explain some useful expressions and phrases that we all use when talking about cleaning. Trust me, you hear these all the time, so why not get comfortable with them? And remember, I'll be repeating each phrase so that it sticks with you. If you don't say it out loud with me, rewind and do it again. All right, let's start with something simple. Every morning, the first thing I do is make the bed. This just means to straighten the blankets and pillows so the bed looks neat. It's a small task, but it makes such a difference. Come on, repeat after me. Make the bed. Again, make the bed. Now, let's use it in a few different ways. I always make the bed right after waking up. She never makes the bed in the morning. She says it's a waste of time. Before leaving for work, I quickly make the bed so the room looks tidy. Say this last one with me. Before leaving for work, I quickly make the bed so the room looks tidy. Again, before leaving for work, I quickly make the bed so the room looks tidy. Did you say it? If not, rewind and say it with me. The more you repeat, the more natural it becomes. Now, let's talk about something that piles up quickly: laundry. I try not to let it get out of control, but some weeks, I just forget. And suddenly, I have a mountain of laundry waiting for me. You know what I mean, right? It's when dirty clothes just pile up, and it feels like an impossible task to finish. Repeat after me. A mountain of laundry. Again, a mountain of laundry. Here's how you might hear it in daily life. I didn't do laundry for a week, and now I have a mountain of laundry to deal with. After the holiday trip, there was a mountain of laundry waiting for me. She always waits until the weekend to wash clothes, so by Saturday, she has a mountain of laundry. Let's say this last one together. She always waits until the weekend to wash clothes, so by Saturday, she has a mountain of laundry. Again, she always waits until the weekend to wash clothes, so by Saturday, she has a mountain of laundry. All right, so what do I do when I finally decide to tackle my mountain of laundry? I start by sorting the clothes. That means separating them into different piles: light clothes, dark clothes, delicate fabrics, so that nothing gets ruined in the wash. Repeat after me. Sort the clothes. Again, sort the clothes. Now, let's see it in some real-life sentences. Before doing laundry, I always sort the clothes to avoid color stains. She forgot to sort the clothes, and her white shirt turned pink. It takes a little extra time, but sorting the clothes before washing makes a big difference. Say this last one with me. It takes a little extra time, but sorting the clothes before washing makes a big difference. Again, it takes a little extra time, but sorting the clothes before washing makes a big difference. Now, here's a little trick I use to make laundry feel less like a chore. I put on some music or a podcast while I work, and suddenly the time just flies by. But laundry isn't the only thing that needs attention in my house. There's also the kitchen, the floors, the dusting, and so much more. So, after sorting the clothes, the next step is throwing them in the washing machine. Now, don't take this literally. When we say throw something in the washing machine, we don't mean actually throwing it. We just mean putting the clothes inside casually. Repeat after me. Throw the clothes in the washing machine. Again, throw the clothes in the washing machine. Let's look at how this is used in daily conversation. I was in a rush, so I just threw the clothes in the washing machine and ran out the door. Before we leave, let's throw the bed sheets in the washing machine so they're clean by the time we get back. She threw her workout clothes in the washing machine as soon as she got home from the gym. Let's repeat this last one together. She threw her workout clothes in the washing machine as soon as she got home from the gym. Again, she threw her workout clothes in the washing machine as soon as she got home from the gym. Now, while the laundry is going, I move on to the kitchen. And let me tell you, if there's one chore I absolutely hate, it's doing the dishes. Repeat after me. Doing the dishes. Again, doing the dishes. Here are some ways you might hear it. After dinner, I always end up doing the dishes while listening to music. Can you do the dishes tonight? I cooked, so it's only fair. There's a huge pile of dishes in the sink. I'll do the dishes later. Say this last one with me. There's a huge pile of dishes in the sink. I'll do the dishes later. Again, there's a huge pile of dishes in the sink. I'll do the dishes later. Okay, so dishes are done, but the kitchen still isn't clean. The next thing I do is wipe down the counters. This means cleaning the kitchen counters with a cloth or sponge to remove dirt, spills, and crumbs. Repeat after me. Wipe down the counters. Again, wipe down the counters. Now, let's put this into some real-life examples. After cooking, I always wipe down the counters to keep the kitchen clean. She wiped down the counters before setting the table for dinner. The juice spilled everywhere. Can you wipe down the counters, please? Let's say this last one together. The juice spilled everywhere. Can you wipe down the counters, please? Again, the juice spilled everywhere. Can you wipe down the counters, please? All right, so the laundry is going, the dishes are done, and the kitchen counters are clean. But there's one more thing I have to do every day. Sweep the floor. Repeat after me. Sweep the floor. Again, sweep the floor. Here's how this phrase appears in daily conversation. I like to sweep the floor every evening to keep the house dust-free. After the party, I had to sweep the floor because there were crumbs everywhere. Can you sweep the floor before our guests arrive? Say this last one with me. Can you sweep the floor before our guests arrive? Again, can you sweep the floor before our guests arrive? Now, here's the thing. Sweeping is good, but sometimes the floor needs a deeper clean. That's when I mop the floor. Repeat after me, mop the floor. Again, mop the floor. And here's how it's used in real life. I spilled some juice, so I need to mop the floor before it gets sticky. She mopped the floor this morning, and now it smells fresh and clean. We should mop the floor at least once a week to keep the house looking nice. Let's say this last one together. We should mop the floor at least once a week to keep the house looking nice. Again, we should mop the floor at least once a week to keep the house looking nice. Okay, so the kitchen is clean, the floor is clean, and the laundry is almost done. But there's still one more thing left. Dusting the furniture. So, after mopping the floor, the next thing on my list is dusting the furniture. This means using a cloth or a duster to clean off dust from surfaces like tables, shelves, and cabinets. Repeat after me. Dusting the furniture. Again, dusting the furniture. Here's how this phrase is used in everyday conversation. I spent the morning dusting the furniture because everything was covered in dust. She dusts the furniture every Sunday to keep her home looking fresh. Before the guests arrived, I quickly dusted the furniture so the place looked neat. Let's say this last one together. Before the guests arrived, I quickly dusted the furniture so the place looked neat. Again, before the guests arrived, I quickly dusted the furniture so the place looked neat. Now, let me tell you something funny. I hate dusting, but you know what's worse? Decluttering the house. Decluttering means removing unnecessary things from a space to make it more organized. It's basically cleaning up all the mess that somehow magically appears over time. Repeat after me. Decluttering the house. Again, decluttering the house. Let's see how this phrase appears in daily life. I spent the weekend decluttering the house and donating old clothes. She declutters the house every few months to keep things organized. Before moving, I had to declutter the house and get rid of so much junk. Let's say this last one together. Before moving, I had to declutter the house and get rid of so much junk. Again, before moving, I had to declutter the house and get rid of so much junk. So I start decluttering, and guess what? I always find things lying around. This means objects are scattered everywhere, not in their proper place. Repeat after me. Things lying around. Again, things lying around. Here's how you might hear it in conversation. There were books and clothes lying around, so I had to clean up. I can't relax when there are things lying around everywhere. She asked her kids to pick up their toys instead of leaving them lying around. Let's say this last one together. She asked her kids to pick up their toys instead of leaving them lying around. Again, she asked her kids to pick up their toys instead of leaving them lying around. And after all that effort, when everything is in its place and the house looks clean, I feel so relieved. But then I remember something. I still need to take out the trash. Repeat after me. Take out the trash. Again, take out the trash. Let's see this phrase in action. I forgot to take out the trash last night, and now the kitchen smells terrible. Before bed, I always take out the trash so the house stays fresh. Can you take out the trash? It's overflowing. Let's repeat this last one. Can you take out the trash? It's overflowing. Again, can you take out the trash? It's overflowing. So, the house is clean, the trash is out, and I'm finally done. Or so I think. Because then, I notice the laundry. I still need to fold the clothes. So just when I thought I was done, I see this giant pile of clean laundry sitting there, waiting to be folded. And let me tell you, folding the clothes is not my favorite chore, but it has to be done. Repeat after me. Folding the clothes. Again, folding the clothes. Let's see this phrase in action. After doing the laundry, I spent an hour folding the clothes. She always folds the clothes neatly before putting them away. I love washing clothes, but I hate folding them. Let's repeat this last one together. I love washing clothes, but I hate folding them. Again, I love washing clothes, but I hate folding them. Now, after folding, the next thing is to put away the clothes, which means placing them in their proper spots. Drawers, closets, shelves, wherever they belong. Repeat after me. Put away the clothes. Again, put away the clothes. Here's how this phrase appears in daily conversation. I asked my brother to put away the clothes, but he left them on the chair. After folding the laundry, I quickly put away the clothes before heading out. She never puts away the clothes immediately. They sit in a basket for days. Let's repeat this last one together. She never puts away the clothes immediately. They sit in a basket for days. Again, she never puts away the clothes immediately. They sit in a basket for days. And you know what happens when I don't put my clothes away on time? They just pile up, and suddenly I have a mountain of laundry to deal with. This phrase, a mountain of laundry, is a way to describe having a huge amount of unwashed or unfolded clothes. Repeat after me. A mountain of laundry. Again, a mountain of laundry. Here's how you might use it in conversation. I skipped laundry day last week, and now I have a mountain of laundry to wash. After vacation, I always come back to a mountain of laundry. Looking at that mountain of laundry makes me want to run away. Let's say this last one together. Looking at that mountain of laundry makes me want to run away. Again, looking at that mountain of laundry makes me want to run away. Now, as I'm putting away the clothes, I realize something. I have run out of hangers. To run out of something means to have no more of it left. Repeat after me. Run out of hangers. Again, run out of hangers. Here's how we use this in daily life. I need to buy more. I've run out of hangers. We ran out of hangers, so I had to fold some clothes instead. He keeps buying new clothes, but always runs out of hangers. Let's repeat this last one together. He keeps buying new clothes, but always runs out of hangers. Again, he keeps buying new clothes, but always runs out of hangers. So I finally managed to fold everything, put it all away, and deal with the laundry situation. At this point, I just want to relax, but I realize one more thing. I still need to iron the clothes. Just when I thought I was finally done, I realized I still need to iron the clothes. Repeat after me. Iron the clothes. Again, iron the clothes. Let's see this phrase in action. I always iron the clothes before work to look professional. She hates ironing the clothes, so she just wears wrinkle-free fabrics. He forgot to iron the clothes, and now his shirt looks like a crumpled paper. Let's say this last one together. He forgot to iron the clothes, and now his shirt looks like a crumpled paper. Again, he forgot to iron the clothes, and now his shirt looks like a crumpled paper. And you know, ironing is not too bad, but the real problem is when I'm in a hurry. And my favorite shirt is all wrinkled up. To say something is all wrinkled up means it's full of creases and looks messy. Repeat after me. All wrinkled up. Again, all wrinkled up. Let's see this phrase in everyday conversation. I pulled my dress out of the suitcase, and it was all wrinkled up. His shirt was all wrinkled up, so he had to iron it before the meeting. She wore the dress straight from the dryer, and it was all wrinkled up. Let's repeat this last one together. She wore the dress straight from the dryer, and it was all wrinkled up. Again, she wore the dress straight from the dryer, and it was all wrinkled up. So I iron my clothes, fold everything, and put it all away. At this point, I feel like I deserve a break, but then I look around and realize the entire house looks like a tornado hit it. Time to tidy up. The phrase tidy up means to clean and organize a space, making it neat again. Repeat after me. Tidy up. Again, tidy up. Let's go through some real-life examples. Before guests arrive, I always tidy up the living room. She tidied up the kitchen after cooking a big meal. I need to tidy up my workspace before I can focus. Let's repeat this last one together. I need to tidy up my workspace before I can focus. Again, I need to tidy up my workspace before I can focus. And here's the thing. Sometimes, even after tidying up, things don't feel completely clean. That's when I know it's time for a deep clean. A deep clean means to clean very thoroughly, reaching all the hidden spots. Repeat after me. Deep clean. Again, deep clean. Let's see this phrase in different situations. I do a deep clean of my apartment every Sunday. She spent the whole weekend deep cleaning her house. After the party, we had to do a deep clean to get rid of the mess. Let's repeat this last one together. After the party, we had to do a deep clean to get rid of the mess. Again, after the party, we had to do a deep clean to get rid of the mess. So, I finally finished the deep clean, and the house looks spotless. But then I noticed something. I have a pile of dishes waiting for me in the sink. Just when I thought I was finally done, I walked into the kitchen, and boom, I saw a pile of dishes sitting in the sink. Repeat after me. A pile of dishes. Again, a pile of dishes. Let's see this phrase in action. After dinner, I was too tired to wash a pile of dishes. She left a pile of dishes in the sink, and now she regrets it. I can't focus when there's a pile of dishes staring at me. Let's say this last one together. I can't focus when there's a pile of dishes staring at me. Again, I can't focus when there's a pile of dishes staring at me. Washing dishes is something I try to do right after I cook, but sometimes I just let them pile up. To let something pile up means to allow things to accumulate over time. Repeat after me. Let them pile up. Again, let them pile up. Let's go through some examples. I didn't do laundry for 2 weeks, so the clothes really piled up. She let her emails pile up, and now she's overwhelmed. He let his work pile up until it became unmanageable. Let's say this last one together. He let his work pile up until it became unmanageable. Again, he let his work pile up until it became unmanageable. So, I finally start washing the dishes, and I tell myself, this is going to be quick. But then I see something horrible, stuck on food. Repeat after me, stuck on food. Again, stuck on food. Let's see this phrase in daily life. It took me forever to scrub the stuck on food off the pan. If you don't rinse your plate immediately, you'll have to deal with stuck on food later. She hates cleaning dishes because of all the stuck on food. Let's repeat this last one together. She hates cleaning dishes because of all the stuck on food. Again, she hates cleaning dishes because of all the stuck on food. I scrub and scrub, but nothing works, so I decide to let it soak. To let something soak means to leave it in water so it becomes easier to clean. Repeat after me. Let it soak. Again, let it soak. Let's look at some examples. I let the dirty pan soak overnight to make washing easier. He poured water into the bowl and let it soak for a few minutes. She always lets the dishes soak before scrubbing them. Let's repeat this last one together. She always lets the dishes soak before scrubbing them. Again, she always lets the dishes soak before scrubbing them. After washing everything, I wipe down the counters so the kitchen looks spotless. To wipe down something means to clean it by rubbing with a cloth or sponge. Repeat after me. Wipe down the counters. Again, wipe down the counters. Let's see this phrase in action. After cooking, I always wipe down the counters to keep the kitchen clean. She wiped down the table before setting the plates. He wiped down the sink after brushing his teeth. Let's repeat this last one together. He wiped down the sink after brushing his teeth. Again, he wiped down the sink after brushing his teeth. So now, the kitchen is sparkling clean, and I can finally relax. But wait, there's one last thing to do. Just when I was about to sit down and enjoy my spotless kitchen, I noticed something unpleasant. The trash was overflowing. Repeat after me. Overflowing. Again, overflowing. This means something is so full that it's spilling over the edges. Let's go through some examples. The trash was overflowing, so I had to take it out immediately. Her inbox was overflowing with unread emails. After the party, the sink was overflowing with dirty dishes. Let's say this last one together. After the party, the sink was overflowing with dirty dishes. Again, after the party, the sink was overflowing with dirty dishes. So I knew what I had to do. I had to take out the trash. Repeat after me. Take out the trash. Again, take out the trash. This simply means to remove the garbage and put it in a designated outdoor bin. Let's look at some examples. I always take out the trash before going to bed. She forgot to take out the trash, and now the kitchen smells bad. He takes out the trash every morning as part of his routine. Let's say this last one together. He takes out the trash every morning as part of his routine. Again, he takes out the trash every morning as part of his routine. I grabbed the bag, tied it up, and carried it outside. But guess what? The bin was already full to the brim. Repeat after me. Full to the brim. Again, full to the brim. This means something is completely full with no space left. Here are some examples. The cup was full to the brim with hot coffee. Her suitcase was full to the brim, but she still wanted to add more clothes. The stadium was full to the brim with excited fans. Let's repeat this last one together. The stadium was full to the brim with excited fans. Again, the stadium was full to the brim with excited fans. So I had to squeeze the bag in and hope it wouldn't fall over. To squeeze something in means to fit it into a tight space. Repeat after me. Squeeze it in. Again, squeeze it in. Let's see this phrase in action. She managed to squeeze her books into her already full backpack. He squeezed in one more chair at the dinner table. They had to squeeze their car into a tiny parking space. Let's repeat this last one together. They had to squeeze their car into a tiny parking space. Again, they had to squeeze their car into a tiny parking space. After finally dealing with the trash, I took a deep breath, walked inside, and called it a day. Repeat after me. Called it a day. Again, called it a day. This means to stop working and rest because you've done enough for the day. Let's go through some examples. After hours of cleaning, I finally called it a day. She finished the report and decided to call it a day. Once the sun set, the farmers called it a day and went home. Let's say this last one together. Once the sun set, the farmers called it a day and went home. Again, once the sun set, the farmers called it a day and went home. And just like that, my chores were done. Well, at least for today. Because let's be real, tomorrow there'll be a whole new list waiting for me. You know, just when I thought I had everything under control, I realized something. I was running out of clean clothes. Repeat after me, running out of, again, running out of. This means to have very little of something left until it's completely gone. Let's go through some examples. I'm running out of coffee. I need to buy more. She's running out of patience with her noisy neighbors. We're running out of time to finish the project. Let's repeat this last one together. We're running out of time to finish the project. Again, we're running out of time to finish the project. So, there was no escaping it. It was laundry day. I gathered all my clothes and started sorting them out. Repeat after me. Sorting them out. Again, sorting them out. This means organizing or separating things into categories. Let's see some examples. She spent the morning sorting out her old books. He sorted out his emails before leaving work. We need to sort out our travel plans before booking tickets. Let's repeat this last one together. We need to sort out our travel plans before booking tickets. Again, we need to sort out our travel plans before booking tickets. I had my whites, my darks, and my colors all separated, but then I found a red sock hiding in the pile. That would have been a disaster. Anyway, I loaded everything into the washing machine, added detergent, and let it do its thing. After a while, I took everything out and started hanging up some of the delicate clothes to dry. Repeat after me. Hanging up. Again, hanging up. This means placing clothes on a line or hanger so they can dry. Let's look at some examples. She hung up her dress to dry after washing it. He hung up his wet towel in the bathroom. They hung up their coats as soon as they entered the house. Let's say this last one together. They hung up their coats as soon as they entered the house. Again, they hung up their coats as soon as they entered the house. For the rest of the clothes, I threw them into the dryer, set the timer, and waited. Once they were dry, it was time to fold them up. Repeat after me. Fold them up. Again, fold them up. This means to neatly fold clothes and put them away. Here are some examples. She folded up her sweaters and placed them in the drawer. He folded up the blankets and stacked them on the shelf. They folded up the picnic mat after they were done. Let's repeat this last one together. They folded up the picnic mat after they were done. Again, they folded up the picnic mat after they were done. As I was folding, I realized I'd forgotten something. I still had socks that needed to be paired up. Repeat after me. Paired up. Again, paired up. This means to match two similar things together. Here are some examples. She paired up all the socks before putting them away. He paired up students for the group project. The coach paired up the players for practice drills. Let's repeat this last one together. The coach paired up the players for practice drills. Again, the coach paired up the players for practice drills. Finally, after what felt like forever, my laundry was done, folded, and put away. Just when I thought I could finally sit down and relax, I noticed something dust everywhere. It's like no matter how often I clean, it just creeps back in. Repeat after me. Creeps back in. Again. Creeps back in. This means something gradually returns or appears again without you noticing at first. Let's go through some examples. She cleaned her desk, but the clutter kept creeping back in. Old habits have a way of creeping back in when you're not careful. The smell of food from the kitchen crept back into the living room. Let's repeat this last one together. The smell of food from the kitchen crept back into the living room. Again, the smell of food from the kitchen crept back into the living room. So, I grabbed my duster and started wiping down the shelves. Repeat after me. Wiping down. Again. Wiping down. This means to clean a surface by wiping it. Here are some examples. She wiped down the kitchen counter after cooking. He wiped down the windows to remove the dust. The staff wiped down all the tables before closing the cafe. Let's repeat this last one together. The staff wiped down all the tables before closing the cafe. Again, the staff wiped down all the tables before closing the cafe. As I was wiping down the furniture, I knocked over a picture frame. Luckily, it didn't break. But that's when I realized I also had to tidy up the living room. Repeat after me. Tidy up. Again, tidy up. This means to clean or organize a space. Let's look at some examples. She tidied up her desk before leaving work. He tidied up the kitchen after dinner. They tidied up the living room before guests arrived. Let's repeat this last one together. They tidied up the living room before guests arrived. Again, they tidied up the living room before guests arrived. While I was tidying up, I noticed my carpet was covered in crumbs and pet hair. So it was time to vacuum the floor. Repeat after me. Vacuum the floor. Again, vacuum the floor. This means to clean the floor using a vacuum cleaner. Here are some examples. She vacuumed the floor after her kids made a mess. He vacuumed the floor before the guests arrived. They vacuumed the floor to get rid of pet hair. Let's say this last one together. They vacuumed the floor to get rid of pet hair. Again, they vacuumed the floor to get rid of pet hair. After vacuuming, I decided to go one step further and mop the floor as well. Repeat after me. Mop the floor. Again, mop the floor. This means to clean the floor using a mop and water. Let's go through some examples. She mopped the floor to remove the stains. He mopped the floor after spilling his drink. The janitor mopped the floor at the end of the day. Let's repeat this last one together. The janitor mopped the floor at the end of the day. Again, the janitor mopped the floor at the end of the day. Finally, after all that work, my home was spotless, at least for now. Just when I thought I could finally rest, I realized my laundry basket was overflowing. Clothes were piling up, and I couldn't ignore it any longer. Repeat after me. Piling up. Again, piling up. This means to accumulate or increase in quantity, usually to the point where it becomes overwhelming. Let's go through some examples. The emails in my inbox keep piling up. Dishes pile up quickly if you don't wash them regularly. His work responsibilities were piling up, making him feel stressed. Let's repeat the last one together. His work responsibilities were piling up, making him feel stressed. Again, his work responsibilities were piling up, making him feel stressed. So I grabbed my laundry basket and started sorting out the clothes. Repeat after me. Sorting out. Again, sorting out. This means organizing or separating things into categories. Here are some examples. She spent the morning sorting out her closet. He sorted out the documents before the meeting. They sorted out their travel plans for the vacation. Let's repeat this last one together. They sorted out their travel plans for the vacation. Again, they sorted out their travel plans for the vacation. Once I had the clothes sorted, I threw a load into the washing machine and set it to run. Repeat after me. Set it to run. Again, set it to run. This means to start a machine, program, or system to operate automatically. Here are some examples. She set the dishwasher to run before leaving the house. He set the coffee maker to run in the morning. They set the washing machine to run overnight. Let's say this last one together. They set the washing machine to run overnight. Again, they set the washing machine to run overnight. While the washing machine was doing its thing, I headed to the kitchen where the sink was stacked with dishes. Repeat after me. Stacked with dishes. Again, stacked with dishes. This means having a large number of dishes piled up, usually unwashed. Here are some examples. The sink was stacked with dishes after the party. She always washes the dishes before they get stacked up. His roommate never washes dishes, so they keep getting stacked. Let's repeat this last one together. His roommate never washes dishes, so they keep getting stacked. Again, his roommate never washes dishes, so they keep getting stacked. I rolled up my sleeves and got down to it. Washing, scrubbing, rinsing. Repeat after me. Got down to it. Again, got down to it. This means to start doing something seriously and with focus. Here are some examples. She finally got down to it and started studying for the test. He got down to it and finished his work before the deadline. They got down to it and cleaned the entire house. Let's say this last one together. they got down to it and cleaned the entire house. Again, they got down to it and cleaned the entire house. By the time I was done, my laundry was ready to be hung up to dry. Repeat after me. Hung up to dry. Again, hung up to dry. This means to place clothes on a line or rack so they can dry after washing. Here are some examples. She hung up her clothes to dry in the sun. He forgot to hang up his laundry, so it stayed damp. They hung up the towels to dry after swimming. Let's repeat this last one together. They hung up the towels to dry after swimming. Again, they hung up the towels to dry after swimming. Finally, with the dishes done and laundry drying, I could take a breath until I remembered the ironing. After tackling the laundry, scrubbing the dishes, and organizing everything, I finally sat down with a cup of tea, feeling that sense of satisfaction that only comes after finishing housework. But let's be honest, chores never really end, do they? As soon as you clean one thing, something else needs attention. It's a PEMOS never-ending cycle. Repeat after me. Never-ending cycle. Again, no tea, never-ending cycle. This means something that keeps happening over and over again without stopping. Here are some examples. Work and responsibilities can feel like a never-ending cycle. She was stuck in a never-ending cycle of cleaning and tidying. Life sometimes feels like a never-ending cycle of waking up, working, and sleeping. Let's say this last one together. Life sometimes feels like a never-ending cycle of waking up, working, and sleeping. Again, life sometimes feels like a never-ending cycle of waking up, working, and sleeping. But despite the constant chores, there's something satisfying about seeing a clean space, knowing you've taken care of everything. And remember, language learning is just like housework. Consistency is key. Keep repeating, practicing, and using these expressions in your daily conversations. Before we wrap up, let me remind you, if you want to review all the expressions and phrases we used today, check out the PDF in the description. It has everything we covered, so you can practice at your own pace. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps this learning journey going. Thanks for joining me today. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next episode.